This ever happen to you where you break an 8 ball and you don't have a single shot on either set of balls? Well, ain't that a pickle? Maybe y'all shouldn't cut the cue ball loose on the break every time. It's all my fault. Well, there is a 4 ball. That's an incredibly difficult shot because you're jacked up on the 5 ball. And chances are pretty good because all you can do is put top on this ball that you're going to roll too far back up table and not have a decent shot on the 7 ball. And all you're going to have is the 6 and maybe the 5 ball. But now you're just moving the cue ball all over the table, and this is absolutely what you do not want to do. A very, very common mistake with amateur 8 ball players is in choosing the wrong shot, right from the first shot all the way to the last shot. But it's particularly true in that first shot because that's going to dictate the whole rack for you. What you want to do is start at one side of the table and take care of that whole side while working your way to the other side of the table. And most often you're starting at the top side of the table and working your way to the bottom side of the table because that's usually where the 8 ball is off the break. So the big mistake they'll make in a rack like this isn't shooting the 4 and just giving up on finding another shot. And what they're not doing is pushing their thought process one step further, not stepping back and saying, okay, that's one shot. Is there something better on this table? Am I missing something? Should I look harder for an opening shot? And so I will ask you or anyone out there watching this video, do you see a better opening shot than this 4 ball? I know I can easily run this rack if I can just get an opening shot, and that's on either the stripes or solids. Both balls are wide open, and this is the only problem. So let's take a look at this 3 ball, and does it pass the 7? And the answer is yes, it does easily go by the 7, but this is a very difficult shot, and it's a little bit off angle. So if we put top on this, we're banging right into the 2 ball. But that could be a really good thing if we can get a shot on the 2 ball, pull back for a shot on the 4, take care of the 7, bounce off the rail, and have a relatively straight in shot on the 6 to easily get on the 5 and the 1 ball and the 8. And yeah, you're going to have to bring out your A game to shoot this 3 and get right on the 2. But, and it's going to be do or die too, because if you're playing a good player, they're going to run these balls out. So I've never been short of balls, so let's go ahead and go for it. And that's what I did. Let's take a quick look at the end of the game before we move on here. Once I pulled off the rail and I shot the 5 ball, it wound up getting pretty much just a hair on the right hand side of the 1 ball. So now we have a problem is how we're going to get on this 8 ball. And you have to shoot this 1 ball shot with bottom left. And now you have the cue ball spinning clockwise. So when you come back to the left-hand side rail, it's going to grab that rail and push it up for the right position on the 8. But you have to be careful. You can overshoot these to where the object ball is just spinning too much and the cue ball gets away from you, and now you have a problem on the 8 ball. So this is a timing shot, and I would practice these. These come up all the time, especially in the game of the 8 ball. And yes, the cue ball is still spinning counterclockwise. As it hits the 1 and comes back to that rail, it's still spinning. So it should grab that rail and throw it up table a little bit to get right on the 8. And other than the opening shot on the 3, this was the only tester shot we had on the 1. And I knew it was coming up just because of the position of the 1 to the 8, but I've practiced these a lot, so I'm pretty confident with it. Let's go ahead and run the whole rack through one more time, and we'll call it a night. Thanks for tuning in, guys.